Week 3 in the NFL is often when teams start to show their true identity, when the excitement of opening weekend fades and the grind of the season begins to set in. For the Raiders, that test comes in the form of a road trip to Washington to face the Commanders, and in just a matter of days, the tone around this matchup has flipped entirely. What once looked like a dangerous trap game has suddenly opened into a golden opportunity. The shift came with two pieces of news that landed almost back-to-back, tilting the scales heavily in favor of Las Vegas. On one side, Washington's promising young star Jaden Daniels was ruled out with a knee injury, his first missed game since entering the NFL. On the other side, Jackson Powers-Johnson cleared concussion protocol, reclaiming his spot at the center of the Raiders' offensive line. That combination changed everything. Daniels' absence cannot be overstated. In one short season, he has become the face of the Commanders' offense. The kind of quarterback who can mask weaknesses elsewhere with his ability to improvise, extend plays, and keep defenses honest with his legs. Washington doesn't have the kind of roster depth that allows them to lose a player like that and keep rolling. With Daniels sidelined, Washington turns to Marcus Mariota, a veteran presence with experience but without the dynamic spark that makes defenses sweat. Mariota can run a clean offense, he can hit his first read, and he's mobile enough to pick up a few yards when things break down. But he doesn't strike fear into defenses. He doesn't stretch the field in the same way, and he doesn't have the same second reaction ability that makes Daniels so dangerous. The ripple effects go even further, because Washington is banged up beyond just the quarterback spot. Tight end John Bates is out, removing their most reliable inline blocker. Noah Brown, one of the depth receivers, is also unavailable. Austin Eckler, brought in to be the safety valve out of the backfield, has been lost for the season. That leaves a thin group of playmakers, with Terry McLaurin forced to carry the load on the outside and a rookie running back, Jackery Krosky-Merritt, trying to find his footing. Defenses are free to key in on McLaurin without worrying about Daniels buying time or spreading the field horizontally. For Washington, it's like trying to play poker with half the deck. Meanwhile, the return of Jackson Powers-Johnson gives the Raiders something they desperately lacked against the Chargers: stability up front. Without him, the offensive line looked lost. Protection calls broke down, and the run game never found its rhythm. Geno Smith, already pressing to make big plays, was left forcing balls into coverage with little help from the ground attack. It was chaos, and the numbers reflected it. 362 passing yards looked nice on paper. But paired with just 53 rushing yards and 4 interceptions through 2 weeks, it was hardly the formula for winning football. With JPJ back anchoring the line, the Raiders regain their balance. He restores the trust in the pocket, ensures communication is clear, and opens lanes for Ashton Jeanty to make an impact. That's not just about numbers, it's about rhythm and confidence, both of which the Raiders sorely need. The formula on Sunday seems simple on paper. Defensively, keep Mariota in the pocket, force him to play on schedule, and take away the run game. Washington doesn't have the depth to string together 10-play drives without mistakes. The Raiders' front seven has been stout so far, holding opponents to just over 70 rushing yards per game and limiting big plays on the ground. If they bottle up Krosky-Merritt and deny Mariota easy rollouts or scrambles, they can force Washington into predictable third downs. From there, the focus shifts to turnovers. 2 takeaways, that's the magic number. Whether it's a strip sack or an interception off a tipped ball, the Raiders' defense has to provide short fields for the offense. You don't let a team missing its star quarterback hang around. You bury them early, break their will, and take away hope. On offense, the message is just as clear. Protect Geno Smith, give Jeanty the ball, and stay disciplined. Geno doesn't need to play hero ball, not in this matchup. Washington's secondary is vulnerable, lacking a true shutdown corner. Marshawn Lattimore is solid, but not the player he once was, and behind him there isn't much that should scare Smith. If he's patient, if he takes what the defense gives him, the big plays will come naturally. The weapons are there: Myers, Tucker, Thornton, Bowers. They offer size, speed, and variety. The problem has been forcing it, trying to hit the deep shot when a checkdown would have done just fine. This is the week to flip that script, to let the offense flow instead of pressing. Special teams shouldn't be overlooked either. Daniel Carlson remains reliable. A.J. Cole continues to flip the field with his punting, and those hidden yards could matter if Washington tries to grind the game out. Force returns, play disciplined coverage, and keep momentum tilted in your favor. But beyond all the X's and O's, there's a psychological edge at play here. The Raiders walked off the field against the Chargers feeling outclassed, staring at a team already built for the postseason while knowing their own rebuild still has work to do. This week isn't that. This isn't a heavyweight bout against a polished contender. This is the kind of matchup a team has to win if it wants to be taken seriously. These are the games that separate mediocrity from progress. Drop this one, and the whispers about another wasted season grow louder. Win it, and you steady the ship, showing you can handle business when the opportunity presents itself. The NFL doesn't hand out gifts often, but this feels close. Washington loses its quarterback, the Raiders get their center back. It's about as clear of a swing as you'll ever see in September. Now it comes down to execution. Don't let Mariota feel comfortable. Don't abandon the run. Don't hand the Commanders extra possessions with sloppy turnovers. The Raiders don't need perfection, they just need discipline. If they bring that, they leave DC with a win. If they don't, if they come in sleepwalking like they have in past trap games, they'll walk away with regrets and more questions than answers. That's the story of this matchup. It's less about what Washington can do and more about whether the Raiders are ready to take care of business. The path is right there in front of them. Protect Geno, feed Genti, play smart defense. Take the ball away. The rest will fall into place. And for a franchise that's been searching for signs of consistency, this is the perfect chance to prove they can actually deliver.